Welcome to English Chat Flow.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Chat Flow. I'm Melissa, and I'm so happy you're here with us today.
And I'm Mark. Whether you're listening while walking, relaxing at home, driving, or taking a short break, thank you for spending part of your day with us.
Today, we're going to talk about something that everyone experiences every single day.
That's right. Our topic is talking about your health in English, and we'll explore it through a natural conversation designed for B1 to B2 English learners.
We won't use difficult medical language all the time. Instead, we'll focus on the words and expressions that people really use in daily conversations.
Because health is something we often talk about with friends, family members, co-workers, and sometimes doctors.
And the more comfortable you become talking about your health, the more confident you'll feel in real-life situations.
As always, don't worry if you don't understand every single word. Try to enjoy the conversation and listen for the general meaning.
Before we begin, we have a simple question for you to think about while you listen.
Here's today's question. What is one healthy habit that you already have, or one healthy habit you would like to build?
Maybe you already drink plenty of water every day.
Maybe you try to go for a walk after work.
Or maybe you're trying to sleep earlier because you often stay awake too late.
Whatever your answer is, remember that health is not only about avoiding illness, it is also about taking care of yourself little by little.
That's a very important idea, because many people think about health only when they become sick.
But good health is something we build every day through small choices.
Those choices might seem simple, but together they make a big difference over time.
Melissa, when someone asks you, "How are you feeling today?" how do you usually answer?
Most of the time, I simply say, "I'm feeling pretty good," or "I'm doing well."
Those are excellent everyday expressions.
Sometimes, if I'm a little tired, I might say, "I'm a bit exhausted today," or "I'm running low on energy."
I like that expression, running low on energy. It sounds natural, and people use it quite often.
Yes, because sometimes we aren't sick, we're simply tired after a busy day.
Exactly. Feeling tired doesn't always mean there's something seriously wrong.
Mark, what about you? What's something you often say when you're not feeling your best?
I usually say, "I'm not feeling 100% today."
That's a very useful expression. It tells people that something feels a little different without saying exactly what the problem is.
Then, if they want to know more, they might ask another question.
They could ask, "What's wrong?" or "What seems to be the problem?"
And then you can explain your symptoms more clearly.
Speaking of symptoms, that's another useful word.
A symptom is something you experience when you're ill or uncomfortable.
For example, a headache is a symptom.
A sore throat is another symptom.
A cough can also be a symptom.
Or perhaps you have a fever.
These are all common words that are useful when talking about your health. Mark, do you usually get sick very often?
Thankfully, not very often, maybe once or twice a year.
That's nice. What usually happens when you catch a cold?
The first thing I notice is that my nose becomes blocked.
Then it's harder to breathe comfortably.
Exactly. After that, I usually start sneezing.
And then comes the cough.
Yes, usually after a day or two.
That sounds very familiar. I think many of our listeners have experienced exactly the same thing.
Probably. Colds are very common almost everywhere in the world.
Fortunately, most colds go away after several days with enough rest.
Rest really is one of the best medicines sometimes.
Although many people don't like slowing down.
That's true. Sometimes we continue working even when our body tells us to stop.
Have you ever done that?
Oh yes, I once worked through an entire week even though I wasn't feeling very well.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Looking back, it wasn't. Instead of getting better quickly, it actually took me longer to recover.
That's something many people can probably relate to.
We often think we're saving time by not resting.
But sometimes resting early helps us recover faster.
Exactly. Our bodies need time to heal.
Let's imagine a simple conversation that could happen at work.
Good idea.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
Hi, Mark. You don't look very well today. Are you okay?
Thanks for asking. I think I'm coming down with a cold.
That's another useful expression. I'm coming down with a cold.
It means you think you're starting to become sick.
Then I might ask, have you taken any medicine yet?
And I could answer, not yet. I'm hoping some rest and plenty of water will help.
That's a very natural conversation that could happen in many workplaces.
Yes, and none of the vocabulary is especially difficult.
Another question people often ask is, have you been sleeping well lately?
Sleep is one of the biggest parts of good health.
Absolutely. When I don't sleep enough, I find it much harder to concentrate the next day.
Me too. I become forgetful and sometimes a little impatient.
It's interesting how sleep affects almost everything we do.
It affects our mood, our memory, our energy, and even our ability to make good decisions.
That's why many health experts encourage people to build regular sleeping habits,
Of course, that's easier said than done sometimes.
especially when life becomes busy or stressful.
Speaking of stress, that's another important part of our health, and many people don't realize how much it can affect both the body and the mind.
Stress is something almost everyone experiences, but people often forget that it can influence both physical and mental health.
That's true. Sometimes we think stress is only in our minds, but our bodies react to it as well.
For example, when I'm under a lot of stress, I sometimes have trouble sleeping.
I notice something similar. I become tense, my shoulders feel tight, and it's difficult to relax.
It's amazing how connected our minds and bodies really are.
That's why taking care of your health isn't only about eating vegetables or exercising.
It's also about giving yourself time to rest, relax, and recover.
Melissa, when you feel stressed, what usually helps you feel better?
One of my favorite things is going for a walk, especially if I can spend some time in nature.
Fresh air really can change how you feel.
Yes, even a 20-minute walk helps me clear my mind.
I enjoy walking too, but I also like listening to calm music.
Music has a wonderful way of changing our mood.
Sometimes after a difficult day, I put my phone away, make a cup of tea, and simply listen to music for a while.
That sounds very relaxing.
It is. Afterwards, I usually feel calmer and more focused.
Everyone has different ways of dealing with stress.
The important thing is finding healthy habits instead of unhealthy ones.
Exactly. Some people choose exercise.
Others enjoy reading books,
Some people meditate.
and others simply spend time talking with someone they trust.
Speaking with another person can sometimes make a huge difference.
Yes, sharing your worries often makes them feel smaller.
Let's imagine another everyday conversation.
Sounds good.
I'll begin again.
Ready.
You seem a little stressed lately. Is everything okay?
Work has been really busy and I've been feeling overwhelmed.
That's another useful word, overwhelmed. When you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you have too many responsibilities at the same time.
Then I might say, have you been taking enough breaks?
And I could answer, honestly, probably not.
That's a conversation many people could easily have with a friend or coworker.
Absolutely. These expressions are common and useful. Besides stress, another topic people often discuss is exercise.
Yes, someone might ask, do you work out regularly?
Or they could simply ask, do you exercise much?
Melissa, do you enjoy exercising?
I do, although I don't always have time for long workouts.
What kind of exercise do you like most?
I enjoy walking, stretching, and sometimes riding a bicycle.
Those are excellent activities because they're easy to include in everyday life.
Exactly. You don't always need an expensive gym membership to stay active.
Small amounts of movement throughout the day are valuable too.
Even taking the stairs instead of the elevator can help.
Or standing up and stretching after sitting for a long time,
Many people spend hours working at a desk.
which means their bodies don't move very much during the day.
That's why simple habits can become surprisingly important.
Melissa, what would you say to someone who says, "I don't have time to exercise"?
I would probably ask them whether they really have no time or whether they could start with just 10 minutes.
That's a great point.
Many people imagine exercise has to last an hour.
But doing something is usually better than doing nothing.
Exactly. A short walk is better than staying on the sofa all evening.
Another important part of health is nutrition.
Nutrition simply means the food we eat and how it affects our bodies.
People often ask each other questions like, "Have you been eating well?"
Or, are you trying to eat healthier these days?
Notice that people often say healthier instead of healthy.
That's because they may already eat reasonably well, but they're trying to improve.
Improvement is often more realistic than perfection.
I completely agree.
Melissa, do you think people sometimes make health seem more complicated than it really is?
Yes, I do.
Why do you think that happens?
Because there's so much information everywhere. Every week someone says there's a new perfect diet or a new perfect exercise plan.
That can become confusing.
Very confusing.
Sometimes people spend more time searching for the perfect plan than actually taking care of themselves.
That's so true.
Instead of making small, healthy choices, they keep waiting for the ideal moment.
But healthy living usually comes from simple habits repeated consistently.
Drinking enough water,
Sleeping well,
moving your body regularly,
eating balanced meals.
and giving yourself enough time to recover when you're tired.
Mark, have you ever ignored your health because you were too busy?
Unfortunately, yes.
What happened?
There was a period when I worked long hours every day.
That sounds exhausting.
It was. I skipped meals, slept less than usual, and hardly exercised.
Did you notice any changes?
Definitely. I had less energy, found it harder to concentrate, and became more irritable.
That's a good reminder that our daily habits affect much more than just our physical health.
Exactly. They influence our mood, our productivity, and even our relationships with other people.
So, eventually, did you change your routine?
Yes, I started making small changes instead of trying to change everything at once.
What was the first change you made?
I promised myself that no matter how busy I was, I would take a short walk every evening after dinner.
That sounds simple enough to become a habit.
It was. After a few weeks, it became part of my normal routine, and I noticed I had more energy throughout the day.
That's a wonderful example of how small, healthy habits can grow into lasting improvements.
And once one healthy habit becomes part of your life, it often becomes easier to add another.
That's a great place to continue our conversation because healthy habits usually grow one step at a time.
Exactly. People sometimes think they need to change their entire lifestyle overnight, but that usually doesn't last very long.
Small changes are often easier to keep, and consistency is much more important than perfection.
I completely agree. Melissa, if someone wanted to become healthier this week, what simple advice would you give them?
I would tell them to choose just one habit.
Only one?
Yes, maybe drink an extra glass of water every day, or go for a 15-minute walk after dinner.
That sounds much less stressful than trying to change 10 different things at once.
Exactly. Success often comes from repeating one good habit until it becomes natural.
Then you can slowly add another healthy habit.
That's right. Building good health is a journey, not a race.
I think that's an encouraging message because everyone can start where they are.
Even if today isn't perfect, tomorrow is another opportunity to make a healthy choice.
Melissa, let's review some useful vocabulary from today's conversation.
Great idea. Our first word is symptom.
A symptom is a sign that you may be sick, such as a cough, a headache, or a sore throat.
Here's an example. One of my symptoms was a high fever.
Our next expression is not feeling 100%.
This is a very common expression that means you don't feel completely well.
You might say, I'm not feeling 100% today, so I think I'll stay home.
Another useful expression is coming down with a cold.
It means you're beginning to feel sick.
For example, I think I'm coming down with a cold because my throat hurts.
Next, we have the word overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed means feeling that you have too much to do or too much to deal with.
Example, I've been feeling overwhelmed at work recently.
Another important word is nutrition.
Nutrition refers to the food we eat and how it supports our health.
You could say, good nutrition gives your body the energy it needs.
We also used the word recover.
Recover means to become healthy again after an illness or injury.
For example, it took me a week to recover from the flu.
Another useful word is routine.
A routine is something you do regularly, often at the same time every day.
For example, going for a morning walk is part of my daily routine.
Finally, we talked about consistency.
Consistency means continuing to do something regularly over a long period of time.
You could say, consistency is more important than doing everything perfectly.
These are all expressions that native English speakers use in everyday conversations.
So don't be afraid to practice them whenever you have the chance.
You can even make your own sentences using today's vocabulary.
That's one of the best ways to remember new words.
Before we finish, let's return to the question we asked at the beginning.
What is one healthy habit you already have, or one healthy habit you would like to build?
Maybe your goal is to sleep a little earlier.
Maybe you want to drink more water during the day.
Or perhaps you'd like to spend less time looking at your phone before bed.
Whatever your goal is, remember that every healthy choice counts.
You don't need to become a completely different person tomorrow.
You only need to make one small decision that helps your future self.
Over weeks and months, those small decisions can create big changes.
Health isn't about being perfect every day.
It's about listening to your body, taking care of yourself, and making thoughtful choices.
And remember, it's completely normal to have days when you feel tired or less motivated.
What matters is returning to your healthy habits instead of giving up.
Progress is never a straight line, but every step forward is still progress.
We'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell us your name, your country, and one healthy habit you're working on this month.
It's a wonderful way to practice your English while sharing something positive with learners from around the world.
We always enjoy reading your comments and seeing this learning community grow.
Thank you for listening to another episode of English Chat Flow.
We hope today's conversation helped you learn useful English that you can use in real life.
Keep practicing, keep taking care of yourself, and remember that learning English, just like building good health, happens one small step at a time.
Take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next episode of English Chat Flow.